Hello, everyone. Welcome to our STEM activity. Today we'll be engineering a path towards success. My name is Arnel. So here's a little disclaimer. The information presented is based on research conducted by our presenters. We encourage everyone to participate in the discussion and do your own research as well to be informed. What is engineering? Engineering is the use of scientific principles to design and build machines, structures, other items, including bridges, tunnels, roads, vehicles, and buildings. The image on the right shows the Golden Gate Bridge when it was almost complete. Joseph Strauss, the lead engineer of the Golden Gate Bridge, was a key player of its completion on May 27, 1937. Why do we need engineering? Engineering as a whole is a discipline that focuses on problem solving. The world is filled with ever evolving challenges, whether it be environmental to everyday problems. According to a 2018 article from Climate Action, the US wind sector energy has hired over 100,000 people, including engineers. Who knows, that could be you. So, here are some potential career paths that you can choose if you want to become an engineer. So you got an electrical engineer that develop, design, test, and supervise the manufacture of electrical equipment. You got chemical engineers that apply principles of chemistry, biology, physics, and math problems to solve issues that involve the use of fuel, drugs, food, and many other products. You got environmental engineers that use principles of engineering, soil science, biology, and chemistry to develop solutions to environmental problems. Architectural engineers apply science and technology to the real world by designing buildings that enhance our standard of living and improve our quality of life. Computer engineers research, design, develop, and test computer system components. And civil engineers design, build, and supervise infrastructure projects and systems. A lot of engineering programs or careers require a bachelor's degree, and this is just only the surface of what types of engineering careers you want to partake in because there's a lot. So, according to a survey from Michigan Tech University, this is what they've collected so far on a handful of engineering jobs. So, this is the average salary and starting salary of a lot of engineers that work on these fields. It's a really competitive salary, and if you're gonna be investing your time as an engineer, it's definitely worth it. This is a really respectable salary, and for sure, it will be worthwhile. So, on island, we have engineering firms here. You got Hofschneider's engineers. These guys are responsible for helping the buildup of the best Sunshine Casino. You got Dueñas Camacho and Associates. They have a lot of projects here and in Guam, such as airports and schools. You got Mariana's Geotech Services. These guys recently built the newly established federal courthouse in Gualarai. And you got EFC Engineers and Architects, which built those really big, fancy buildings at Mariana Sites 1 and 2. It's close to the military base. You won't miss it. It's the one with like a lot of shiny glass. There are a lot of schools that offer these engineering programs. We got Boise State University, Pennsylvania State University, St. John's University, North Central University, and UOG. A lot of these universities have several engineering programs ranging from civil engineering, chemical engineering, nuclear engineering, and all of them can range from bachelor's to master's programs. This is a really good place to start out, and definitely the states mentioned in the slide also have like online orientations in case you don't want to go there physically, and offer online classes too if you want to go on that route. It will be a long and perilous journey, but definitely once you get going, all it takes is a lot of hard work and you can get it done. So, Elon Musk once said, if you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Elon Musk. So, here's a little video showing what engineering has done for these CEOs which started out or have experience in engineering.
There's one similarity between Amazon and Blue Origin's CEO Jeff Bezos, Apple's Tim Cook, Alphabet's Sundar Pichai, AMD's Lisa Su, General Motors' Mary Barra, and NVIDIA's Jensen Huang.
These days, the heads of some of the most successful companies in the world have one thing in common. They're engineers.
For those who aspire to be CEO of a company one day, getting an MBA, a Master of Business Administration degree, used to be the way to go. But that's not so true anymore. Harvard Business Review used to publish an annual list of the top 100 best performing CEOs. In 2018, they found that for a second year in a row, there were more CEOs with an engineering degree than an MBA, 34 compared to 32. Some had both. Getting an MBA can come with a hefty price tag. Top graduate schools such as the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton or Harvard Business School will set you back over $200,000. Now, some CEOs are telling you to save your money. Elon Musk went so far as to say, "I think there might be too many MBAs running companies," in an interview with the Wall Street Journal. He thinks those with business degrees spend too much time in board meetings, poring over PowerPoints and finances, when their focus should be on the product. The thinking being that if the product is good, the profits will follow. In the case of Musk, that means building great electric cars at Tesla or great reusable rockets at SpaceX. That's where being an engineer is helpful. Engineers can design, build, create, and improve their product because of their background in math, science, and technology. And they can help solve challenging technical problems that might otherwise scuttle their dreams. Technically, Musk has a degree in physics and economics, not engineering. He's a self-taught engineer who read books to learn about rocket science. When engineering consultant Sandy Munro interviewed him for his YouTube channel, Munro Live, he said it's Musk's knowledge that stands out.
I was blown away. I've seen dozens of CEOs. I've never seen a CEO ever, or a president, that knew more about the product.
That technical know-how that comes with an engineering background goes a long way toward building better products.
Just ask Satya Nadella, the engineer at Microsoft who rose to become CEO. When he took over the top job in 2014, he had to figure out a way to make Microsoft relevant as it faced an onslaught from Apple.
We now need to make Microsoft thrive.
The software company struggled to thrive under the leadership of his predecessor, Steve Ballmer. Its products were far from revolutionary. The Surface was a response to the iPad, the Windows Phone an answer to the iPhone. Ballmer has a degree in mathematics and economics from Harvard, which helped balance the books, but didn't do much when it comes to innovation. When Nadella took over, he transformed Microsoft, moving its software to non-Windows devices, for example, bringing Microsoft Word to the iPad and the iPhone. He also expanded its cloud business, Azure, which has become the biggest rival to Amazon's AWS. In his first email to employees as CEO, Nadella wrote, "Our industry does not respect tradition. It only respects innovation." That innovative spirit of engineering saved Microsoft. But it's not easy. It requires risky moves and not accepting failure. As American inventor Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've only found 10,000 ways that won't work." James Dyson, the British engineer, knows a thing or two about not giving up. He became frustrated when a vacuum he had at home kept losing suction, so he decided to build a better vacuum himself. He spent 15 years tinkering with over 5,000 different prototypes to come up with the perfect bagless design.
I'd like to give you a little demonstration.
The payoff for his perseverance was a multi-billion-dollar company that bears his name. In order to be successful, Dyson was invested in the fine details of his company.
Engineers aren't afraid to get involved in the day-to-day business, especially when it comes to hiring.
Amazon is notorious for tough interviews. Bezos, who has a degree in electrical engineering and computer science, used to meet every candidate himself during Amazon's early days. He would ask quirky questions like, how many gas stations are there in America? He wasn't after the right answer, but wanted to see whether the candidate had an analytical approach in order to come up with an informed response. Bezos once said, setting the bar high for hiring was the most important factor for the online retailer's success.
It's no surprise that engineers make it to the top of the tech industry, which has seen explosive growth over the years. But they're also doing well at non-tech companies.
Like Jeffrey Sprecher, the CEO of the holding company that owns the New York Stock Exchange. He has a degree in chemical engineering.
I've never had a job that had anything to do with chemistry, but the discipline that I went through there taught me about problem solving And business is really just that.
Engineers are very good at solving problems, and that's the key to doing everything from building a bridge across a river to designing a rocket to get to Mars. Thanks for watching NewsThink.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. So we're going to be moving on to the next slide. You know, who knows? You might become just like them one of these days. So here's some sample articles that we did research on, and it goes to show that engineering can happen anywhere from new infrastructure, making music from spiderwebs, and even local situations like us. So recently, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, they were helping out Saipan or the Sinamay in general find ways to reduce road coastal storm damage because typhoons are here, left, right, and center, and it's better to be prepared than sorry. You can do a lot of things with engineering, like the article on the bottom left, making music from spiderwebs. Who knew the thing that fed spiderwebs can actually make music? It's crazy. But through the power of engineering and a lot of hard work and research, they managed to find a way to do that. And recently, in the University of Georgia, they did research with infrastructure. They're trying to find a way to make infrastructure like bridges safe and most importantly usable in the long run because America is an ever moving state. People are always on the go, and to ensure that bridges are safe, no one will get hurt. Engineering has its practical uses, and this is just a handful of examples that I've showed you. Alright, so let's do a little brain teaser. So in the engineering world, it tends to always be a tough game sometimes because you gotta think outside the box, and sometimes you gotta think a little more simpler to get to your answer. And sometimes you can't find an answer in all, but you can make adjustments. So the rules are simple. You can pause the video for a couple of minutes or as long as you like or as you need to solve this problem. Be creative as this is an open-ended question. So here's your logic problem. If you had 10,242 participants in the tournament, how many games would you need to be played to determine the winner? The answer will be provided once you proceed. So my answer for this logic question will be the most efficient one. So I decided to go with one game. Because nothing is really defined here, there's not a lot of parameters that are set, I decided to just cram everything to a single game. The game can be anything, maybe like a badminton free-for-all or something, but it can be anything. And by doing that, by having a single game, not only you're saving a lot of time, you're also saving resources. So by having one game, you can determine one winner easily. That is my solution. But I can tell you guys also have your different solutions as well. And that is highly encouraged in the engineering world because you gotta think outside the box sometimes. And, thanks for watching. I really appreciate the time that you spent here. And if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please subscribe to NMC's YouTube channel. Thank you.